Good morning, everyone. I was gonna go live, but I actually want to post this video to my YouTube channel, so if you guys don't mind that this is a pre-recorded video. And so the messages here are gonna be for channeling. We're gonna talk about channeling. We're gonna talk about retrograde, and I'm gonna give you guys a retrograde reading. So, if you guys don't mind, it's still morning. I haven't got ready yet today, but I just wanted to share this message with you guys, and I wanted to welcome Mercury Retrograde. I know that sounds weird, right? Because, hang on a second, I just got a few things that I found that I wanted to talk about. And a lot of times when I get on camera, I forget, so I'm going to talk about retrograde and Mercury retrograde. And Mercury rules the sign of Virgo, right? And so I am a Virgo. So I don't know about other Virgos out there, but I know Mercury retrograde affects everyone. I do understand that. And I'm going to smoke, so if you guys don't mind. However, like in the 4 weeks preceding Mercury retrograde, I can't even talk, is Mercury retrograde in full effect, right? And so in the 4 weeks preceding it, like, that's the shadow period. I feel like a lot of Virgos are going to have issues. We're going to have issues during that time. Like, that's when things started failing for me. Like, that's when I was out of work. And just everything that could go wrong went wrong at that time, right? And then we went into hermit mode, or at least I did, right? And so I know I felt all those things during the shadow period, and now things are starting to lighten up. Things are starting to move along. And so for you guys that didn't feel anything in the shadow period, that might be something you're beginning to go through now. But we need to welcome the retrograde. And let me explain why. Okay? Because we get some healing and purging to do, right? And if we don't heal and purge, we won't access that next level, right? And so just like Mercury is reminding us that we need to make peace with the people and the actions from our past. Like, these are things we can't hold on to. Like, I constantly get reminders, like, I was married before, right? And got divorced, and you might have those people, like, because retrograde brings back people from the past. You might have those people trying to get back into your life, but you're done with that cycle, right? You don't want to go back to that cycle. So now's the time we're going to have to tell people we're not interested, that they do not go to the next chapter with us, that some of them aren't worthy. We wish them healing, and we wish them the best, but we've moved on from that, right? We've done our purging, we've done our healing. It's too late for all that bullshit, right? It's too late to come back in. Like, we've moved on and healed, and we discover things that seem forgotten or that we chose to ignore, right? So, like, if you haven't healed from something, the universe is going to make you. And just like the cards that I pulled just for this, I can't wait to share them with you guys. So, this is a period where we can find out information, or we can start new relationships, right? Because if we've done our healing and all that, we can bring those new things into our lives and hope that they'll progress in a manner that is positive, right? Jobs can be more stressful during this time, things of that nature, so we have to make sure that we're doing that. When we're getting stressed out, we're doing our self-healing, right? Or pay attention to us, because Virgos have the tendency to worry about everything and everyone else, right? And I'm sure everybody does that to some extent, but Virgos, I think, are extreme in that manner. At least I know I am, right? And so, like, we have to make sure that we're doing our self-care. this is a time where also promises can be broken, right? So we need to, like, if people break those promises, is there a reason that they broke those promises? Or we need to use discernment. Like, should we continue to allow people to break promises to us? Or should we just, like, basically just use discernment? Okay, I don't want to tell people what they should and shouldn't do, but, you know, for me, like, there's only so many times, because continuously throughout my life, like, that's happened to me. Some cycles are great for moving ahead, some are best left in the past, right? Let no sleep fall upon the eyes till thou hast thrice reviewed the transactions of the past day. Where have I turned aside from rectitude? This is a quote I'm reading. Okay, what have I been doing? What have I left undone? Which I ought to have done. Being thus from the first act and proceed. And in conclusion, at the ill which thou hast done, be troubled and rejoice for the good. So, what have you left undone that you should do? And what should you just, you know, move on from, leaving the past? So, again, that's discernment. And Mercury Retrograde is here to, like, help us through that, right? And so, so basically, so I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. Welcome in Mercury Retrograde, and let's let us do our healing and purging and move on, okay? And so I also want to talk about channeling. There's different ways to channel, right? And so for me, the way I do it is how I channel is usually I'll get extremely tired and I'll have to take a nap. And the nap might only be 20 minutes. It could be 40 minutes. It could be an hour or two. But whenever I wake up from that nap, I always have a message, right? I'm sure eventually I'll channel while awake, but as it is for right now, that is the way I channel. So I get, like, I wake up, I get really excited, and I want to share the message with you guys, right? And so I want to tell you about the end of, remember how I said, like, during the shadow period? Hang on a second. I said, like, during the shadow period, I had been, losing stuff and all this. So I channeled a few times during that, and it seemed like during that dark period, I was channeling more so than I had ever been before, right? As is part of our awakening process, right? Spirit talks to us more and more. And so, in all the channelings that I've done, it's not that I was blind, but it's like I couldn't see, and I always would stop whenever it was something I couldn't see, right? And I always had a symbolic message to it, like I'm not, like, I'm supposed to be feeling and not, like, using your intuition more. I feel like Spirit is telling us to use our intuition more, right? So in this last channeling, I just want to talk about the last one that I had, because that was actually the most telling of them all. So here I am, and I come to this huge bucket, right? And it's full of fairies just flying around, right? And they're all like if you can picture a fairy, right? And, like, almost like in Peter Pan, right? And they got a little dress on or whatever, and they were all different colors. They were green, they were purple, they were red. The dress, the colors, right? And so, for some reason, I had a pink pendulum, right? And I held it over this bucket, and I was spinning it, right? And all these fairies just started flying out of the bucket, right? Except one, the pink fairy, and pink goes with what? It talks about love, self-love, any kind of love, right? So symbolically, pink is telling me about self-love, what I need to do and what's coming for me, right? And so for some reason, this pendulum worked as a magnet, so it magnetized the fairy to the magnet, right? And as soon as the fairy hit the magnet, it went limp. And the fairy's hand opened, and all of her fairy dust dropped into my hand. And just like in that moment, I heard, and all of your dreams come true, right? So symbolically, that is like all of our dreams are coming true, right? That was my message coming out of my shadow period of Mercury Retrograde, and things are starting to go well now. We just have to use discernment, communicate well, not give attention to those things that don't need attention, right? Like those old people that we've moved on from, that we've healed from, that we don't need. We don't want to drink poison just because we're thirsty, right? Okay? So, like, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get into this reading for you guys, if I can ever finish this cigarette. We're at 10:55, and so 10 is the number of completions, and it's just funny that we ended at 10:55, because just look at this. We got the 10 of water, we got the 10 of earth, we got the 10 of fire, and we got the lightning, which, by the way, is the tower card, okay? So I'm gonna go through and give you this message here, okay? So when we see the lightning card, right? This is the tower, and this tells you that just what I was talking about, that like let me just think for a second. Okay, so like if you know that you shouldn't be going a certain way, okay, let's just say it's like somebody from the past or something, right? And you know deep down inside that you've done your healing from that, so why would you go back to it, right? Why would you accept crumbs when someone's trying to give you gold? Does that make sense? Like, and if you don't, like, this is your tower moment, right? You've gone through, like me during the shadow period. We lost things. Spirit. If we don't take care of ourselves in the moment, things get ripped from us, right? So here comes your tower moment, because you wouldn't do it yourself. The universe said, well, let me just go ahead and rip this shit from you and make you sit in your shit and do your healing. And that's pretty much like what happened to me, right? Like, you need to just sit down, bitch. It's like they were saying, bitch, you need to sit down and just deal with your shit, right? Don't, like, if you don't do it, we will do it for you, right? Because the 10 of fire talks about that, okay? A completion. Like, things crumbling around you. Like, just losing shit, right? Like, everything going up in flames. Like, it's just disaster, right? Just all crumbles down. It's the universe ripping the shit from your hands, okay? Happy Mercury Retrograde, right? Okay, so once that happens, we get the 10 of earth, right? And I want to just scan over this for you guys. Hang on one second. This, by the way, is the Gaian tarot. And I haven't used this in a while, but I was led to use this today. Okay? Because the 10 of earth says something you thought had ended in your life is beginning to burst forth with new shoots. Perhaps it is the wisdom of your parents and your ancestors that you pass along to those who come after you. It may be a long journey to see your work succeed, but it's finally paying off. And the 10 of water, it talks about okay, so the 10 of water came next. I got these all mixed up. So the 10 of fire talks about us just losing everything, right? Okay? And then the 10 of water, it talks about a cycle ending, right? This is a cycle of loss, change. Where do you find yourself at this time? Are you finding your way to your true home or your journey's completion? This is part of a cycle. So I feel like, you know, like we have lost everything, and now this is a reflection period, right? So we get the tower, the universe ripping shit from us. Okay, here comes the destruction, right? And now here comes the healing, right? The water is all about emotions. So we're healing, we're purging, and then we get the earth. And now this is where we become grounded, right? And this is where things start coming back to us, okay? So as long as we do listen to the universe, we won't have that tower moment, is what I'm trying to say. Like, that won't have to come, all right? And so, and here we are now. We're at, if we do our healing and our purging, good things are coming to us, okay? And so I just wanted to share that little Mercury Retrograde message, and then we'll get into a reading. And I'm going to start off with the Keepers of the Light. So we're going to see which god, goddess, or like ascended masters with us, right? And what message that they want to give us before we go ahead and get into the reading. But I figured it was fitting to use the Gaian tarot since it is Mercury Retrograde, Mother Earth, and we are going to be going through some shifts at this present time. And so, you guys see my candles lit for abundance, and they are definitely working. This is something I did while going through my little 4 weeks of healing and purging, and the universe forcing me to do the things that I know I needed to do a long time ago. You know, like, deal with that shit, like, tell people, learn how to communicate better, too, because, like, I feel like, really, during that time, I have a hard time communicating, anyway. And just as I said that, we get Kali Ma, facing fear, right? Like, are we afraid to communicate? Because Mercury retrograde is all about communication, right? It can be bad communication, good communication, right? But nonetheless, like, you have to, like, major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. So, like, this is like speaking your truth, right? This is all to do with the throat chakra. And things that help with that are singing, speaking, doing things like this, just anything, right? Call your girlfriends, call your best friends, call your guy friends, call, you know, your family members, call those people that care, right? This is all about facing fear. And I do want to read Kali Ma in the book. And so, Kali Ma is the Hindu goddess of death and rebirth, right? So we're starting new cycles, right? We're letting old shit go, like I was talking about, and bringing in the new. Like, you can't make this shit up. Like, was I not just talking about this? Like, this, like, is just, I don't know. Let's just keep reading. She is a strong, fierce, fiery, and powerful image of the divine feminine. Many have been intimidated by her, but she is a mother energy. And therefore, completely loving. She's like a fierce mother protecting her child. So, the extended message, this is a time when the extended message, oh my God, if I could speak, right? This is a time when you're able to look fear in the eye and move away from it. Fear is just an energy. The energy can be changed. This can be an intense experience because the human self is so conditioned that it may be used to operating with the fear present. When fear is gone, it may feel as though an emptiness is there, but there is a space for love and miracles to enter. You are being filled with the courage of spirit now, so that you can move from this phase of your life to the next. Trust the process and call on Kali Ma to help you release your fear and step into a space that's strong, focused, and courageous. And if that isn't just a great message, right? And another thing I wanted to talk about is during that phase that I was in, you know, that healing and purging that I was talking about, continues to be just the roller coaster, right? So I'm like, great, climb high, feeling wonderful, and boom, crash, right? And then I'm just like trying to protect myself and get myself out of that energy. Like, why do I feel like that? What the fuck is this roller coaster of emotions? What is going on? And it's just like part of that. I feel like it's just part of that healing and purging. Like, we're releasing, we're on that roller coaster. And it's just like, oh, if I could just, can I get off and walk? I think I posted something about that too. Like I'm so fucking done with it. I'm like, for real? Like, when does it end? Like, just when you think you've released things, they come back and fucking haunt you, right? Those people that you think you made it as correct, you made it like just astronomically clear that like it's over, you're divorced, you're done, you're like all the shit they put you through, like you healed from that shit, and like why would you go back to that? Why would you drink poison just because you're thirsty? Bitch, go find some water. Go find some water. You know? Like, seriously? No. But, this is Mercury Retrograde, and they are going to try. Okay? They are going to try. But you just have to know your worth, and, you know, stick to what you believe in. You know? Stick to how you feel. Like, did they really fuck you over like that? And is it just a done deal? Is it? Should it be? Yeah, absolutely. Should you, like, well, for me it is, you know, it's like the Queen of Swords, like, I could cut your head off. And just with that, we get the High Priestess, and she talks about intuition, right? And so, like I said before, we need to be listening to our intuition right now, okay? Trust your inner voice and your feelings today. Like, trust. Like, I feel like this is saying, I mean, we're going to need clarifiers, right? I feel like this is saying we need to trust ourselves, because I feel like a lot of us have been through some shit, right? Well, it's like old relationships, people hurting us, people draining us, people just destroying our soul. Like, and so sometimes we think like, well, we picked that person, right? And we allow that person to affect us in that way, right? We allowed ourselves to get affected that way. And so maybe we'll make a bad choice again. But I feel like the universe is saying we need to trust ourselves, right? We really need to trust ourselves. And then the devil card drops. So I feel like we are obsessing over like, is this can we trust ourselves? Is this a bad choice? I am like a Virgo, and we are so like constantly in our heads, right? About is this trickery? Can I trust this? Should I trust myself? What's going on? Why is this happening? Is this happening again? Like, this is obsession with thoughts. You need to trust yourself. The universe is saying, stop with the obsessive thoughts and trust yourself, right? And then we get the Page of Cups, and that's like talking about a new beginning in love, right? Pages are young. This could be a child, but this to me is of an emotional value. Like, he comes in with it. Pages bring messages, right? And the cups are emotions. So this is like a message of love. So I feel like somebody's got a text or an email or a voicemail that they've just received or are about to receive, okay? And so let's see where we go with this one. Right? It didn't even let me get out why is a Page of Cups here. And all these cards drop. No, kill them. So, hang on a second. We are going to see what Page of Cups is here. And we get the Fool. So just like I said, this is a new beginning. This is a message coming in. Like, this is definitely a new beginning, whether it's, I don't know if it's an old person or a new person, but this could definitely go somewhere. This is a message of love. This is the Fool coming in, talking about just that, being the Fool, like trusting yourself and going with it, because this is all about those messages coming in, and just trusting yourself and going with the flow, I feel like, you know. And we get the Moon card. And the Moon talks about things being hidden, right? Like this, I feel like, is the person's hidden feelings, okay? So this person here has hidden feelings for you. I feel like this person here could be in love with you, and they are coming back in to tell you just how they feel. So be watching for that, okay? Oh, not that many cards. That's crazy. All those cards were about, like, heartbreak and things like that. Okay, so now we get the Four of Swords, right? This is like just a resting period, right? So we put ourselves out, like, we gave ourselves a break, I feel like. The universe is saying rested, and because we rested and reflected, here comes our Ten of Cups, right? And Ten of Cups talks about just all that emotion. Like I said before, this person loves you, and you've sat out. Like, I feel like some of you removed yourself from a situation, okay? And because you did that, this person comes in to show you, like, they mean business. Like, they want to give you this Ten of Cups. So, I feel like the universe is saying, go ahead and sit out. Like, do that. Take some quiet reflection time for yourself. Like, this is like taking a nap. This is like, you know, just step back from it. And then once you step back from it, here comes your Ten of Cups, right? I feel like some of you could even be moving to a new residence, or asked to be moved. Someone could be asking you to move, I feel like someone's actually sat out, take some quiet reflection with that Four of Swords to me. Like, he's not even, when I look at this card, I laugh, because look, he's laying on the bed, right? And he's got those three swords above him, and he's even got that one below him, but he's not even worried. He isn't even looking to fight right now, right? This is his rest. So this is like, to me, this is like quiet contemplation. Like, he is resting before he makes his next move, or she, have you, before they offer you this Ten of Cups. I feel like they're trying to think of an offer you can't refuse, basically. Like, what can I do to make this person never want to leave? That's what I'm feeling like with that. I'm gonna go ahead and get a couple more cards from here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and use my Fairies Oracle, since it was the fairies that brought me the message of all of our wishes coming true. You know? So I think that's going to be, like, so appropriate for today. I was going to play some music, too, but I never did. And there, we get the Wheel of Fortune. That just popped out at me. So this is like, just like what I was saying, like, you know, get out of your head, okay? So the messages for today is like, stop obsessing, get out of your head, do that healing, listen to your intuition, trust yourself. Really, like during Mercury Retrograde, if I could speak, this message coming in of love, you really need to listen to it. Don't react immediately. I feel like let them talk. Let them say what it is that they need to say. And then use discernment, you know, obviously. Because this could be your Ten of Cups, right? Because we get the Wheel of Fortune next. And this just talks about just that. Like, the wheel spinning in your favor. Like, good things are coming to you. And let's go ahead and get one or two more cards from here. And then I'm going to pull some fairies. And I said one or two more cards and two fell. And so we get the Seven of Swords, right? And to me, this is like, this can be the thieving card. But for this reading, I feel like this is somebody who's going to steal your heart, right? This is somebody who's going to steal your heart. And you get the Page of Pentacles. He's offering you, or she is offering you a new beginning and love and money and just everything. Like, because we got the Ten of Cups with this too. So I feel like this is just... This could even be a new job, or you know what? I want to go ahead and read that right up on that one before we go any further. Where is that book? Hang on one second, you guys. Let me do that. Okay, I found it. Pages. I am the one who enjoys using my hands since I am a student of physical skills. I have an entrepreneurial spirit and enjoy getting involved around the world. Okay, so, alright. Now I get it. Okay, so this person here either owns a business or he's an entrepreneur of some kind, or she is, and practical, resourceful, committed. So this person is someone who is not going to give up. This is a new adventure, but it's going to take some hard work. So I feel like this person is going to really work hard at stealing your heart. That's what I get. Thieving card, he's not going to let you get away again. If that makes sense. And that, let's just see what the energy here is. Page of Swords. At the top of the deck, Page of Swords. So, again, with another page with a message. This is communication. Swords are all about communication, right? So, and the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Wands. So this could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So this is communication. A lot of you could be dealing with the fire signs, but also don't get hung up on the signs because it's not always the case. But this page becomes a king. Does that make sense? Like, this person is all for you. I just want to read up on the Page of Swords and give you guys a little thing on what that one says. And then I'll get some fairy cards. I am the one who wants to know the ins and outs of everything. Curiosity is my middle name. I love to learn and share my thoughts. You'll find me at the beginning of every new idea. So this person, this fire sign, wants to know all about you. Willing to learn. They want to know about you because they want to find out how to keep you. Does that make sense? Like, this King of Wands, this could be you. You could be the fire sign wanting to learn all about this other person, right? Or you could just be in that fire energy, like a go-getter, like you want what you want and it's yours and you're not going to stop until it's completely yours. Does that make sense? So, there's that. And we're going to go out with some fairy oracles. Today, we are at 3444. Look at that. That is all about the heavens blessing us and foundations, right? Abundance also. If you were to add those numbers together. Let me go ahead and put this stuff up. Ah! Sorry, I almost dropped that. I have it in my drop stuff. Oh yeah, the closing energy on this card was the guardian of the air. This is knowledge, right? I feel like we've gotten all the signs today. We've got water, earth, air. So any of the cards that I read, like even that fire sign, that could be somebody else. That could just be, that's all about passion and wanting to come in, fight for what they believe is theirs, about not giving up, about being relentless, right? And that can be both attractive and scary. But I feel like the universe is telling us we need to listen to our intuition, right? And we need to just trust ourselves. Because we can trust ourselves. Just because that situation or that person didn't pan out or became hostile or bad doesn't mean we can't trust ourselves. It means that person wasn't in their right vibration, right? And it isn't our fault the way people act. But if you're an empath, a lot of times you'll get people who are not well that come in for you. Yeah, because they're looking for healing. That makes sense? Alright, let's get some messages for the collective. Oh, this Mercury Retrograde. It's fucking with my voice. Fucking with my words. Yep. You know, I was so excited when I got up this morning because I just wanted to share this message with you guys. So hopefully you don't mind. I'm still in my morning get up. And the first card we get from the fairies is the Three of Summer. And 3 talks about what? Unity. Father, Son, Holy Ghost, Spirit, Angels, Guardians, whatever you think. Okay, so news we're celebrating, announcements such as weddings, graduations, or births. Friends you cherish. So, people coming back from the past. This is all about celebrations. This is about renewals. Maybe going to a wedding, or maybe some of you out there are going to get proposed to. And I feel like that's a big possibility. Like, I feel like some of you out there, during this time of communication and stuff like that, I feel like there's a few of you out there that are getting proposed to, and I see a big ring. That. And I see just happiness and people from all over. And then, yeah, because with that you get the justice, man. You can't make this shit up. Like, this, take the time to review the details carefully. You will win in the end. Fan objective decisions. I feel like because you did what you did, you're calling in the love of your life. Does that make sense? Self-healing. The more you self... hold on. Think of the right words here. Self-care leads to good healing, right? Healthy you are, you're going to call in that healthy soulmate. That's what I'm getting right now. So continue with your self-care. This is important for a lot of you right now, is what I'm hearing. But definitely, this is something that you're not even going to see coming. I feel like this is something that you're going to be like, what the fuck just happened? What? You want to what? I feel like some of you are going to be like, get up off the floor. And then we get the Four of Spring, right? And four is about foundations, and this just says, be grateful, you have much to celebrate, deep feelings of peace and happiness, a contented personal life. And if you can see them dancing, that to me resembles what? The wedding dance, right? That's what I'm seeing there. Like, some bitches out there getting married, get proposed to, you're dancing, like, this feels to me like a wedding. You can see the flowers, you can see the castle in the background, like, this guy is coming in to give it all to you. And then we get unity, and 5 talks about changes. And, it says, do the right thing for the right reason, compare traditional versus new approaches to set which works for you. Spiritually minded. So again, union. It's like coming together. It's like, look at, somebody is getting freaking married. Would you please tell me if it's you? Because I want to know. Like, I love hearing, like, you were right on. You were spot on, like, stuff like that. Like, readers, we like to hear confirmation for those things. And I'm just gonna do a couple more. Didn't I want to drag another one? We got balance, okay? And take everyone's input into consideration, merge viewpoints to create a better solution, take your time. There's no need to rush. So I feel like there might be some people out there that are being like, what, are you kidding me? After this long, you're getting married? If you feel like it's the one, I don't think that, and it's something you want to do, I feel like that's your choice, right? So, like, if you're out there and you got people, like, judging you, do you. That's what I'm going to say, just do you. And, because I feel like when you know, right? And then one more card off the top, we get the Chariot, and there's that Chariot is coming in, right? When you know, you know. Success that comes from dedication and self-discipline, celebrating your accomplishments, and being in the spotlight. Again, but being in the spotlight, like, here you come. This is definitely a wedding. So, beautiful messages today. I really love it. It's a nice day for that. I'm going to go ahead and pull one more thing. I just want to figure out which one I want to use. So, hang on a second. Let me fill this up. I'm going to use these guys. This is the, hang on one second. I have to find the thing for this. This is, I believe these are the shaman healing oracle cards. No. These are, hang on one second. I'm going to use an oracle card. I just want to find the book. And so, this one? I think it's this one. Yeah. Okay, so this is the Mystical Shaman Oracle. And I'll just do a couple of these. We're almost at 45 minutes. Get you your message leaving out for today. Hope you enjoyed this Mercury Retrograde reading. I can't even speak. And this is calling in for, my candle's calling for abundance to you guys too, because I set the intention that whoever sees them would benefit from their abundance, right? So it's not only for me, it's for all of you. And so do comment and let me know what's happening with you during this retrograde. If you got abundance coming in, like, what's happening. I know you've seen a couple drop, but I feel like they're not ready yet. They feel a certain way to me when they're ready, when I'm shuffling. So I wait for that feeling. You notice, like, sometimes it's longer than others. Getting there. One more will do it. I guess that's good. Alright, let's get a message going out of this reading from Mercury Retrograde for the collective. There we go. Hey, and we have the curse and we have the rattle. Okay? And I'm just going to go ahead and read these out of the book. But I just want to say that the curse has a 14 on it, and 1 plus 4 is 5, so we're talking about some changes here, right? So this is like limiting beliefs, right? This is talking about like stories of your ancestors, right? Like things that I feel like some of you are lifting that curse, if that makes sense, right? Okay, so this is like karma from former lifetimes and stuff. Like the lessons we learn, we bring from our ancestors. Maybe it's lessons our ancestors didn't learn that we're made to relearn, right? So I feel like we're learning these lessons this time around. And so we're lifting that curse so we can move into our abundance, right? Because it says, beware of your actions. Act with impeccable intention, so not as to create a debt or karma that sooner or later someone has to pay, right? What you do to others, you also do to yourself and to the people you love most. Now you have the opportunity to clean it up. So do everything with integrity, right? It's time to recognize the source of your limitations. Did your grandparents live with a mindset of scarcity? Did you inherit genes for heart disease? Were you a slave or a master in a past life? The karmic legacy is ready and waiting to be seen or to be untangled and to be released. So like I was just saying, like we're lifting these curses, but we have to make sure that we're doing the right thing and we're not putting on a new one, right? So this talks about us healing and us being like us doing the right thing. Like we did our healing and now we can progress because we get the rattle next. This is like the shaman's card, right? So like I don't know if you're a shaman or if you believe in those things, or if maybe you just need to go see a shaman, right? And so this is the prayer to the 4 directions, right? I do this prayer like to the 4 directions is I'm Indian, you know. And so I do that prayer every time before I call them in, every time before I do my meetings, right? I'm looking up because that's what it is right above me, the 4 directions prayer. And so, on the 8 of the rattle, the medicine woman instills a destiny in her future. Closing the prayer, Great Spirit, your will be done. So the rattle guides us to pray for all earth, not just for our own personal needs. So we need to be grateful and thankful and praying not only just for our personal stuff, but, you know, for health and wellness of everybody, right? So you want to catch God on the whisper, not on the shout. What you are trying to craft to your own desires and expectations is already there, standing before you. Do not spin the world to your own benefit. You are being offered the Creator's tools, which must be put into use to serve a divine purpose. So you're here for a reason, okay? So getting the rattle card with the curse card is like you've lifted these curses, and now what? Now you got shit to do, girl. Now you got shit to do. And the rattle comes to invite you to work with the tools of spirit. But be careful, okay? They are very sharp and they can hurt you and others if they are not used mindfully. So set your tools aside and take up the drawing instruments of spirit. You are consciously stepping into partnership with the divine. This is a time for your courageous deeds. Do not let hesitation get in the way of your expression, right? So, like I said, a lot of people tell you it's too soon for this, too soon for that. You can't do this, you can't do that. You're too old, you're too young, you're too whatever. Okay? Listen to your intuition, listen to spirit. You're healing, you're purging, and you're creating your own legacy and abundance. And with that, I'll close out this reading. And I want to thank everyone who watched me. And if you liked, click the like button. And if you want to be notified when I do a reading, hit the notification bell, and that'll notify you when I upload a new video. And so anything that you need for my readings and stuff, you can either find within my Facebook group, my YouTube channel. I was gonna say the other channel, but I haven't been really using that one. So anything that you need is going to be in the description box below. And so thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.